wanted to ask you also about Books Forward, because they found me, so they're already earning their keep. They're the publicist. Esteemed audience will remember we had Ellen Whitfield on episode 160 from Books Forward. So she gave us their view of the process, how they work with authors. Now that you're on here, we can get the reverse tale of that. What was your experience working with Books Forward, or is continuing to be working with Books Forward?
Books Forward is great. You know, they have given me like great insight to my own books. I use the books Fluent. They have that whole part too, so it's another round of edits I go through, and it's also a great way that's helped me reach a lot more people.
The publicist edits the book also.
It's like they have like their editorial team that also, like, I get my own graphic designers to like design, you know, these cool backgrounds and all that stuff, but they help put it together, help me get it. Anything I need, they're there. So
gotcha. So they do that, and they work with you. Then they come up with your points of, hey, this is how we're going to market you to potential great podcasts like the Middle Grade Ninja podcast. This is how we'll get you going. How much contact are you having with them? Do you hear from them on a regular basis, or do they launch you? What's been your experience?
So some weeks I hear from them every day, all day. You know, it's just corresponding. And then some weeks, sometimes it's like every 2 weeks I get an update. So what's cool is they will work with me pre-release and post-release.
Gotcha. And they know about more or less the strategy, the timeline for when you're going to continue hitting with the David Massie books, so they can be anticipating ahead
100%.
Events and things.
Yeah, they're able to really like narrow down all the particulars.
Does that add any extra stress where you said, okay, well, I thought that I would have this done in 6 months, but it's going to be 8, but now Books Forward has me booked on this podcast for this date. Things of that nature hasn't come up yet.
It's always easier just to put the book out, but it's better to take your time.
What, other than coming on this show, obviously, what has been the most effective marketing that you found so far?
We did some campaign that really like shot up. It was some campaign that shot my book up into like the top 10,000 on Amazon, which was crazy. That was in October, and that was for the first installment of David Massie, and so that was like, I was over the moon then. And so yeah, that was probably the best way we went about it. A bunch of people immediately bought it. I think it was I want to say it was like a ebook something.
And that builds the expands the base for all the fans that are eagerly going to be buying books too, and counting down till you get to book 11.
Oh yeah. And you know, it's funny because you don't think a book this big could build a base that could last 11 books, but it does.
No, I think you're a genius for the shorter book, because I think that was a much easier read if somebody hasn't heard of you before. Like, oh, okay, well, it's a short book, I can give this a shot. And they enjoy it. Plus, they get that gratification. For me, it was the Book It gratification. If you read so many books as a child with Book It, you can get a free personal pan pizza courtesy at Pizza Hut. Some of esteemed audience will know what I'm talking about. Others will be thinking, my God, I would have read more if I could have got pizza. Yes, you would have. It was an amazing thrill. Like, oh, I've won this thing. So the shorter book gets you to that stage faster.
I love it. The pizza incentive is a strong incentive indeed.